and good morning. It's our English here now. I hope I don't have a brain blank like I just did at the end of the maths one there. So let's have a look, and I do now, and then I'll just have a quick chat about the opening and closing of your letters for today. So there's a couple on here today that really depends what you guys write, so I can't give you particularly one straight answer. For example, this first one, writing a sentence that contains two modal verbs about an Olympic swimmer. Use the information you've been given here. Remember, modal verbs are, possibility or frequency. So, likelihood. So, should, could, might, and then the opposites: might not, should not. And you've got quite a good bank of those. So that one, you've got to make your own sentence up using two of them. Circle all the nouns in the sentence below. And it doesn't say what type of noun, so it means all nouns. So you come across proper nouns, common nouns, could even be abstract or collective nouns. We don't know. So, when making the mask, well, mask is a noun, isn't it? Safina, you may not have heard that name before, but it's a capital S, so it must mean it's a proper noun. Carefully cut out the shape. I'm going to say shape is a noun as well. That's what you call things. Of eyes, noun, and a mouth, noun. So there's quite a few in there. Which word is an adverb? Remember, verb is doing or something that's being, it exists. An adverb is adding to it. It's describing it like an adjective. So it's a classic here. Carefully cut. Cut is the verb, so the adverb is carefully. Mr. Whoops, he's not having a good day. Can't remember whether it's able or ible endings. So obviously they all sound the same, don't they? Considerable, flexible, convertible. But can you remember which way around they are? Obviously, I think these must be some of your Year 5 spellings. If not, have a go. You can always check them. Quick little Google, and see if you're right. I'm going to say considerable is IBLE. But you can check those. Do not worry about this last bit here. We have not looked at it in class, and I want to talk to you about it in person and have a practice rather than just throw that at you now. Okay? This one down here, rewrite this is another classic. Rewrite the sentence that includes a time adverbial at the beginning. Basically, so it's telling you to make a time-fronted adverbial. Easy. Just yesterday. Oh no, sorry. Ooh, read the tense. The boys played basketball. Oh yeah, yesterday the boys played basketball. Cool. Underline the parenthesis in your new sentence. Roland, what does it mean by new sentence? Oh, it just means write it out again, doesn't it? Roland, the plumber, fitted the new sink. The parenthesis is the plumber. Don't forget, parenthesis is any bit of information, extra information that's not required, but is in. It can be dashes, can be brackets, can also be commas. And then the last one here, I like this one. Can you think of an adverb of possibility, an adjective, and an adjective beginning with these letters? So, an adverb of possibility, well, like a modal verb. So, the letter S. Is it possible? It should happen. So, should could go in there. An adjective, super. The person was super. Past tense verb. Stood. You stood somewhere. He stood there. Stand is present, isn't it? The letter D for possibility. So he did miss the bus. Adjective could be delightful. And past tense verb, well, you can drive. So you drove. He drove. There you go. Lovely. Ooh, can you use all three words in a single sentence for each one? Oh, that'd be good depending on what you've picked. Right, on to your task for today. So, hopefully, you have planned out and written out your P paragraphs. I know some of you are looking at the very big issue in the news at the moment in America, but also it's international with Black Lives Matter. Obviously, in class, we would be having a huge discussion about that, getting your opinions of it, your views, and trying to explain it a little bit more. And I might maybe I'll do a little video on it. I'm not decided yet. but it is something worth talking about. And I know a few of you have emailed me saying you're doing a bit of reading around it. You know, in some of you got the first news, or you're looking at News Round, or you're talking to parents. So some of you are doing a letter about that, which I think is a very, very interesting one to do. I know some of you are doing letters to the Prime Minister, or your local MP after finding the information out. Or if I haven't heard from you yet, I'm assuming you've picked something very good. But today we're going to be looking at the start and end. So you should have the main body of your letter. You should have your P's. But you need your starting and closing, which is not quite the same as a P. The waggle opening shows you that you explain who you are, why you are writing to that person, and it's kind of a brief overview of the situation, and a slight sort of first hint as to your discretion or what you're not happy with. So if you look at I've got the waggle up here, and I've got one of the examples that I left a link for on the post with all your work on. So, you know, the one here, straight away, I'm writing to you about this, my first-hand experiences of it, and very quickly you're sort of giving an overview of your opinion. Now, I do not think this is acceptable. This and this should not be happening. In this one here, you bought something, you're very unhappy with it, and just a little bit more information about what you've tried to do so far. So this would be quite good if you're doing something in the current news. You know, time and time again, people show their displeasure and their anger with these issues, yet nothing comes of it. So, you know, there's quite a good way of saying, I've done this, and still nothing has changed. Okay, so the starting is, it's setting the tone for your letter. Who you are, why am I writing to you, and here is what I've already done or experienced to lead to writing to you. So no, it's not just, I'm writing to you straight away. I've actually tried to sort this out and it's still not happened. It's still not been good enough. You might want to go down that route. In terms of closing your letter, you need to ensure that you're clear in what you expect for a response. So if you write a letter and you just put yours sincerely, Mr. Cooper, well, the person can read it and go, brilliant. They've got that off the chest, but they don't need me to do anything. They don't want me to do anything. So you need to say, you know, I look forward to your response and I expect a response from this. You have a duty of care, you have a right, whatever the person's job is. Maybe they're the leader of a company, maybe, you know, president or member of parliament. You know, you have a right to support the people, or, you know, you'll protect the people. So I expect a response from how you're going to do this. But you need to remain polite at all times. You are still trying to be respectful, remember, and throughout the letter. Because as soon as you're not respectful, the person can ignore it and simply say, wasn't respectful, you know, I'm not going to spend my time reading it. So again, at the bottom, thank you for reading this letter straight away. Now obviously this phrase here is because it was Victoria, and I pray to the heavens that something is done about this. But you could use that. And then there's the letter of complaint example as well here, which is a little more forceful. First of all, I demand a full refund at the end of this month. I think you can run the risk of putting something like that, because they'll come back and say we can't offer you a full refund, but we can do this. So the closing is essentially, thank you for taking the time. What is your expectation from this letter next? So do you want them to write to you back? Do you want them to explain what has happened? And what are they going to do about it? And always put, I look forward to your response. Okay, because then it's like, you know, I do want a response here. So have a look at those two examples. Again, have a chat with parents. You know, there's, like I've said, we're writing a letter, but an email is electronic mail, isn't it? So we'd have all written emails like this in the past. So maybe get a bit of advice from people at home as well if they've got a bit of time. But hopefully that was just a little chat to help you out with some ideas. Get your start and closing part of your letter done, and that should be done. I would suggest reading through it, and then tomorrow you can do your best right, and you know you can actually send it off if you feel you want to. Okay, so I look forward to that.